talk at the legislature on the subject. We are concerned too. And it's really amazing that every time we try to get bills that will help protect our elections, such as having to show your ID, we get such pushback from the other parties that it's unbelievable and call things like we're racist or something. At any rate, we have a really good Secretary of State, Ken Bennett, who is also very concerned about this. And hopefully some of the bills will come back this next session. We didn't have time to get them through this one. Like I said, we only had 3 weeks. But we have time next year to do some things that will help protect. For one thing, volunteer to go to your polls to be a poll worker. Our counties need help with that. Learn all the laws. They'll teach you what the laws are. And then go and observe at your polling places. And be sure that those regulations are followed. Where I get concerned is the actual, when they go to count the votes and that. But Ken Bennett will really stay on that. So I'm quite confident that we'll be okay in Arizona. Do you want to say something about this? Or something else? Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm a loudmouth like Bradley. And I appreciate that style of loudmouth. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us. You mentioned being a poll worker. My 22-year-old daughter with 3 small children says, Dad, we need to do something. She finished reading the Constitution. So in Snowflake, where we live, we went and we became poll workers. And I was surprised at the training, the laws that you're given, the basics, and they handed out the Constitution in a little booklet like that to all of us, which really surprised me. However, the Democratic Party really loads those training classes. And down on the San Carlos Reservation, a tank of gas per voter with instruction on how to vote happened. That district went very heavy in the way they wanted to because there were no poll workers. There wasn't even what they call an inspector there. There were just 2 ladies. They were overwhelmed. I think they were out of globe. And they didn't know. They just couldn't handle it. And outside, all the voters being carpooled in and voted. So yeah, there's shenanigans in this country. It's been going on forever. But we're going to do our small part that way and go from there. But we're not going to sit home and watch TV. We're going to get out and do something as simple as it may be. It can be quite far-reaching if it's done right and done in accordance with the Constitution.
Right.
I'd say the main thing to that is just get involved. What you're doing now, what you're doing tonight, what you do in the next 15 months is what's going to be important. Let the state know you're concerned. Let the federal government know you're concerned. Let the federal government know that Acorn may be walking around, but we're all watching Acorn. We're going to make sure they're doing it right. And if somebody from Acorn comes into your neighborhood and is trying to sign people up, there's nothing against the law that says you can't follow them around all day while they're doing it. You walk right with them. They'll leave. I know this. I was handing out, I went and worked on a special election for a lady who was running in California. 3 of us ended up driving all the way to California. Never met her a day in my life. She was running for Congress. She needed help. And I decided, me and 2 other gentlemen who are here tonight, we jumped into a van and said, we're gone. So we took off, went and helped this lady. And as I was handing out door hangers, 2 days before the election, I ran into an SEIU worker. And he has a right to do it. He's okay. I talked to him for about 20 minutes. But I asked him, well, what neighborhoods have you been in? And he wouldn't tell me. And so he looked at me and I said, well, I already did this neighborhood here. And he said, oh, okay. And when I looked down at his hands, he had his door hangers, and he had a few of mine, and he had a few of about 3 or 4 other Republican candidates who were running. And he was running around, and he was taking door hangers and replacing them, or he was taking door hangers and just moving. And I asked him, how many people do you have out here? And they said about 100, 150. Okay, our candidate had 3. That was it. So, but when I started asking him a lot of questions, he didn't come down into the cul-de-sac area where I had gone. He walked off. And then when the van came to pick me up, I said, hey, we got an SEIU guy around here. And we drove around and tried to find him. We couldn't find him. And he'd only left like 5 minutes after that. So it's, if you make it aware that you're aware of them, it makes them uncomfortable. They work on you not saying anything. That's how a bully works. A bully doesn't want you to fight back. The bully wants you to back down. If you fight back, the bully will go bully somebody else. So like you're doing here tonight, and what you should be doing for the next 15, 16 months, stand up to the bully. And that's what you're doing when you're all here.